Hello there and welcome to The Bridge Coaching. My name is Emmy Peterson and I am a career coach. And in these short videos, I cover some of the most common career questions I get from clients and from this beautiful community across Facebook, YouTube, and other places where these videos are shared. So it is mid-November 2021 as I film this video, and this question that we're going to talk about today is very near and dear to my heart because it's one that I get all the time and it's very applicable to this time of year. So people often ask me, when is the right time of year to start planning for a career change? Sometimes people say, Emmy, it's going towards the end of the year. Is this really a good time to start thinking about my career and where to go next? And the answer is yes. There is no perfect time to start planning for a career change, but what you do need to look out for is 3 things that you need to kind of have in place in order to facilitate that thinking, if that makes sense. So you can create massive career transitions or small baby step career transitions at any time of the year. But what I will say to you, if you're watching this right now towards the end of the year, 2021 was rough for a lot of people around the world for many different reasons. Here in Australia, where I live, we went through a lot of restrictions. I know our neighbours over in New Zealand did as well. And it's been really challenging because it's changed how we work. And you may have heard of the concept of what we call the Great Resignation, or rather the Great Re-evaluation, as I like to think about it. Which basically means that all this lockdown stuff and working from home and changes in the world around us has made a lot of people reflect on what they do, where they live, and do they want to keep working with the stuff that they're working with. And the question I keep getting more and more in the community at the moment is, what do I do instead? I don't really know what that looks like. I've got some exciting things to share with you in coming weeks, so do stay tuned. And if you're not already subscribed to the newsletter and you're watching this on YouTube, hop down to the description box and join the newsletter so you don't miss my updates. But let's dive into the simple yet not so simple answer to this question. So you can start a career transition at any time of the year, but you need to look out for a couple of things. So like anything else in life, when you're creating change, it's a process. If you can't do a single push-up, you probably need to learn how to do push-ups and build up your strength. And the same goes when it comes to career transition and career change, even though it's a very different process. So the first thing, especially at the time of year that it is, and especially after the year many of us have had so far, is allow time to rest. Don't push through, don't burn yourself out. I know there's a lot going on. You might also have family commitments and other things in your life. But what I really want you to do is allow yourself time to rest. How I personally do this is that I have 1 day a week, always a Saturday, when I don't do anything. Or I only do the things that I want to do. I don't do chores. I don't work on my business. I don't do anything else. So that 1 day a week, and maybe for you, if you can't do a day, maybe it's a half day or a couple of hours, 2 evenings, whatever that looks like for you. You need to allow rest ongoing in your life, as well as having longer breaks if you can a few times a year. I'm going to have 2 weeks off completely at Christmas and New Year, and I'm really looking forward to that. To have some time to just recharge, read books, reflect on things, reflect where I want to go in the future, feel inspired, spend time in nature, be with my family and friends, etc. But rest should never be underestimated, and this is why I want to share this with you right now, because you're in a great position to make some serious change from January onwards if you start thinking about this now. All right, next step is to do a simple audit of how your career is tracking at the moment. For those of you who are watching this video and have downloaded my career checklist through my website, thebridgecoaching.com.au, it's a different type of audit. So if you've done that checklist already, you've got a good understanding of how you're feeling about a few things in your career. But I'm actually going to show you a different way of doing a career audit as well, which is really helpful if you're looking more for kind of low impact reflection rather than taking massive action right now. If you're watching this on YouTube and you have not downloaded the checklist yet, check out the description box below. I will link the checklist there for you to download. So we'll get to the other one in a moment, the little audit. I'll talk more about that on the next slide. And then the final step to the process of creating career change is to map out your first 2 to 3 action steps. And people often don't realize this, but you don't need to take massive action. Sometimes an action step can be to join one of these, watch one of my videos, that can be one action step. To do the checklist can be another action step. To chat to your boss about changing some things up at work can be another action step. So it doesn't need to be huge just because it's an action, but you need to do something to move yourself forward or to learn something new or do something different. So what I wanted to do is to share that I'm actually hosting a free masterclass online on the 30th of November. It's going to be in the evening here in Australia. So for those of you based in Australia and New Zealand, it's going to be in your evening after you finish up with work. And in this masterclass, I'm going to cover with you 3 key areas or 3 key questions that you can ask yourself to do that audit that I mentioned. It doesn't take long at all. It's about 15 minutes or so. But we're going to spend some time together and do this exercise together online in the masterclass. If you can't make it live, please register anyway so I can send you the recording, and that way you can do the exercise in your own time as well. But the reason I want to share this with you now is not to add more things to your to-do list, but to give you and for you to give yourself the best chance of serious shifts in your career in the new year. Whether you're looking to change jobs, stay in the same company, whatever you're looking to do, this quick audit that we're going to do together in the masterclass is really going to help you get clear on a couple of things and what you can do next. And I also promise some healthy, helpful energy, because I know that you don't really need a cheerleader right now, especially if you're tired and bone tired of the year that 2021 has been for many of us. All I want you to know is that if you are thinking about this sort of stuff, taking away those 3 career questions I'll give you next time, we're going to talk about relationships, we're going to talk about, your workplace, and we're going to talk about tasks and how your role is constructed. And those 3 tools that I'm going to share with you is going to give you a great way to reflect in a calm, helpful way over your Christmas break or over your holiday break if you get one. So please come and join me. I will link the registration link below. It's totally free to register. And like I said, even if you can't make it to the live call, please do register. I'd also love for you to share that link to the masterclass with anyone in your world, whether it's a colleague or family member or friend who also needs a little bit of help and support with their career at the moment. I really want to give this back to you guys in the community. You give such beautiful feedback and, ask a lot of great questions. And I wanted to give this back to you at a time when I know that a lot of you need a little bit of clarity and direction on where you're going to go next. As always, if you have any questions or anything you'd like me to raise in a future video, feel free to keep sending your questions through to hello@thebridgecoaching.com.au. Have a wonderful week wherever you are. Stay strong, stay focused, and I look forward to see as many of you as possible on the masterclass. All the best.